I'm inside and I saw Star Trek, the original series, Operation Annihilate. It is directed by Herschel Daughtery, written by Stephen W. Carbatzos, and if you haven't seen this episode, I will spoil it for you. I can't get into the USS Enterprise right now because my key fob is broken and modern cars suck. You know those keys, normal keys? You can't use them on a modern car. You have to have one of those push buttons to start. Doesn't work if you don't have the key fob. This episode starts, we're following the USS Enterprise, and they're looking at a bunch of planets, a bunch of galaxies, and what's all in common with these planets? All of these planets are succumbing to mass insanity. What's interesting, don't know what the cause of this is at all. We just have this one ship who is flying into the sun, and the USS Enterprise is trying to figure out what is going on with this guy, why is he flying into the sun, why is he doing this? And I do like the little bit of detail showing that they can hear what this guy is saying. They got the communications open. What's fun is that this guy is like, finally I'm free! Before he like burns up to the sun, burns up right into the sun, and the USS Enterprise is almost burnt up. Whew, wow, their ship can maintain a lot of temperature. Oh boy, too warm for me. I don't like hot temperatures, super hot temperatures. I don't like cold temperatures. I guess I prefer hot temperatures, so maybe this instance I would like it more than just being on an ice planet, but that's just me. But there is no ice planet in this episode. It is specifically dealing with a bunch of these planets are being mass insanitied. It's the best way I can describe it. And also we have Kirk, his family's being affected. We have his brother and his wife and kids are on one of these planets that is being mass insaned. And it's like, what could the cause of this be? It just is slowly, this mass insanity is spreading to other galaxies, and it's about to hit this one galaxy. And it's like, we need to stop it. We need to stop this mass insanity. So, how are we going to do it? Well, let's go down to this planet's surface, alright? Because obviously, there's some reason there's people here that are being mass insanitied. There must be some reason that these people are being mass insanity. There might be something that's causing it. So that's the logical step to that, and I'm curious as to what they're gonna find. It's even more of a mystery to discover because these people who are insane, now mass insaned because of some reason, these people, even while unconscious, they're still dealing with a bunch of stress in their, I'm gonna say it's like a dream state if they're unconscious. They're dealing with a lot of violence in their thoughts, and that's not good because stress, so much stress, dealing with so much stress, and then they die, and it's like, oh, I didn't know you could die from going insane and then having to be super stressed out to the point where your body can't take the stress anymore and just ends up just dying. So we're dealing with this, and so what is the solution? Well, there has to be something going on. Weird. Let's have a group of people go down after like this meeting of what we're going to do. What are we going to decide? What are we going to do? Well, let's go down, and there's like these weird, they look like pancakes but with bulbous bodies, and they look kind of gross and disgusting, but you know what they are? They're a single cell organism. One single cell is like 3 feet or like 2.5 feet wide. What? How could a cell be this big? I'm looking at this cell and I'm like, this cell is too big. How do you get this big and be a cell and not have other functions needed? Like, why aren't you a multi-celled organism? I don't quite get it. I don't know these guys, but these little, I'm gonna call them pancake boys because they're flat and they look disgusting, and I don't like pancakes, so I think that's a good equivalency. So we have these pancake boys. They're just sitting on the ceiling. They're just chilling there, but if you try to phaser them, then they'll just like fly around. It's terrifying. And like now I can see why all these people got mass insanity, because if this is the cause of it, and it is because Spock gets it in the spinal cord, he has to be taken up to the USS Enterprise, and then he has to be in sick bay, and he tries to take over the ship. Oh boy, this is insanity. They're taking over the ship. But luckily they got Spock, because Spock is not like a human, where emotions control humans heavily. We got this Vulcan blood. He's got nice Vulcan blood, and so he's able to deal with stuff logically. And his logic is that pain is of the mind, which it is. Pain is of the mind, so he's able to control the pain. And so he's like, all right, I gotta go back down there. I gotta collect one of these specimens. We gotta have it under observation. We gotta find out what makes it tick. And I do like the initial hesitancy of letting Spock go down there, because it's like, dangerous, you could get got again. But Spock, being the biggest logical brain in existence, is like, well, since I'm already affected, it won't really do much to me if I were to go down there. And Kirk is just like, all right, you're too logical, and I'm here like, yeah, you're way too logical. You're willing to risk your life to get a specimen, but also good on you, Spock. I really like that about Spock. He's able to do the thing that needs to be done the most logical thing in the world. And what I really like about this is he grabs one of those pancake boys, puts it under observation. How do we kill it? Trying different things. We're gonna throw some chemicals, we're gonna throw some guns, we're gonna throw some explosives. But the only thing that actually works, and this isn't even a natural thought until Kirk thinks about the guy who was going into the sun and what he said, finally free! And I'm like, okay, so this must be some sort of a vampire pancake boy we got going on here. I don't actually know what they're named. I don't know what this species is named that's causing all these people to go mass insanity, but I'm gonna call them vampire pancake boys now, because they're heavily affected by light. They get blasted by a light and then they're dead. I love Spock in this episode so much. Here he is, once again, he's stepping up to the mantle, and he's like, all right, I am willing to be tested on. Let's test this theory out. I'm not going to put any shades on. I'm going to go into the light room. No shades on, just look at the light. And then, boo, all of his light is just it's super bright. I like the description of the brightness. It's so bright that in an empty room, in a closed, empty room, it can be lit up. It is that bright. And Spock just looked at it, just like a Chad. He was like so Chadly. He's like, I'm not afraid of any light. What's nice about Spock is afterward, he feels fine, but he's blind. He's stumbling around, and I really like seeing him stumble around. It's pretty fun. It's like, he's like knocking things over. It's like, I'm fine. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I'm knocking things over, but you know, this will work. We just gotta like blast all these planets with this light rays, and so they do, and then it's all cured. Everyone's cured because they've been blasted by these light rays, and all these vampire pancake boys are gone. No more mass insanity for this galaxy, for these cluster of planets. And also, Spock is not blind because he has an inner eyelid developed from ancient Vulcans, which is fun. I really like this. It's like a nice biological fact. This episode ends. Spock has his vision back. Seems like all these people are no longer insane, and the rest of the galaxy is saved. Mwah! Amazing. This is a fun episode. This is, did you know, the final of the first season? This is a good way to end the first season of Star Trek. I really enjoyed this episode a lot. I especially liked the part where we have those vampire pancake boys just going through the air. It's terrifying. I wouldn't want to be near them at all. Ah! And what if they get you? Oh, they got my spine. Now I'm insane, and now I want to drag myself to a ship, take that ship to a sun, and drive directly into the sun. Because that's what these vampire pancake boys are wanting me to do. So I really like this episode a lot. There's a lot of energy within this episode. Overall, it's a fun episode. Not gonna lie, I like it. I gotta give this episode, it's a solid like 8 out of 10. If you like this review, watch another one. The platform really likes that. If you want a fast track a movie review, you can do that for $20 deals at patreon.com/ASEPresents. And if you like to help support the daily grindiness of all them daily movie reviews, go to this link tree. Find the way you can help support the daily grind of all them daily movie reviews, so you can go here. And until next time, I'm in Salad Saw. I'll see you later, my salad croutons and bacon bits. Boop. Beam me up.